What's up, YouTube? Silver prices have been up and down recently, mostly up though. It might be time to cash in those silver quarters. I'm going to help you figure out whether those quarters in your change jar are silver or not. Welcome to the Mint Miser channel, your trusted source about all things related to coins. There are plenty of ways to find out if you have a silver quarter. I'm going to teach you about some of the easiest and cheapest ways to do so. The first one, and the easiest one to do, is to check the date. Washington quarters from 1932 to 1964 were made of 90% silver. 90% silver quarters contain 0.18084 ounces of pure silver. From 1965 to present day, our quarters were made out of a nickel-copper alloy. In 1976, there's a bicentennial San Francisco minted proof quarter that's 40% silver. A 40% silver quarter contains 0.0739 ounces of pure silver. There's also a little-known 1976 bicentennial quarter that was struck on a proof on a 40% silver planchet, but this particular quarter does not have an S mint mark on it. There weren't too many of these minted. Several of these were issued in sets along with a silver half dollar and a silver dollar. It's not known how many of these sets still exist today. From 1992 to 2018, there are proof sets with the S mint mark that are also 90% silver. In 2019 and 2020, the San Francisco minted proof quarters are 99.9% silver. The silver content of a 99.9% silver quarter is 0.2065 ounces. The check the date method can be tricky though. There are some famous quarters that have been sold at auction during transition years that were supposed to be clad quarters that were actually minted on leftover silver planchets. These transition quarters are very rare and very valuable, so you should keep an eye out for them while you're going through your change and while you're coin roll hunting. Another more obvious way to tell if a quarter is silver is the second point that we're going to talk about, and that's to check the edges. Clad quarters have a copper layer that's noticeably pink or copper colored when you look at the quarter from the side. A silver quarter doesn't have this copper layer. Therefore, the edges of the coin are a consistent silver color. There are 3 quarters in this stack of quarters that are silver. Can you tell which ones are silver? The third method we're going to talk about today is the drop test. The drop test can be pretty reliable depending on the surface you're dropping the quarters on. The difference between a clad quarter and a silver quarter can be determined through sound as well. A silver quarter makes a noticeably different sound than its clad counterpart. The sound of a silver quarter is noticeably higher. Now this sound varies depending on what you're dropping the quarter on. Here's the sound a clad quarter makes when it's dropped on another clad quarter. Make sure you drop the quarter face up or face down, because if you drop it by the edge, the sounds are more similar. Here's the sound a clad quarter makes when it's dropped on another clad quarter. And here's the sound a silver quarter makes when it's dropped on a clad quarter. The most noticeable difference in sound is from when I drop the quarters on the kitchen countertop. Here's the clad quarter. And here's the silver quarter. Another test that you may have heard of is the tissue test. The tissue test is where you take a thin piece of tissue and lay it over the quarters. Silver quarters are easily seen through the tissue, and the clad quarters are harder to see. In some instances, you may not be able to see them at all. This test isn't very reliable because it depends on how shiny the quarters are. In this test, there are 2 silver quarters. The one on the left is a 1964 uncirculated silver quarter. The one in the middle is a 1964 silver circulated quarter. And the one on the right is a 1978 clad circulated quarter. You can see that the uncirculated silver quarter shows up much better than the silver circulated quarter and the clad circulated quarter. There's virtually no difference between the circulated silver quarter and the circulated clad quarter. This method's not as reliable as the other 3 we discussed. Do you have any silver coins? If you do, leave me a comment below and let me know which one is your favorite. If you want to see me find silver quarters while I'm doing a coin roll hunt, check out the video on the screen. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Mint Miser. Out.